Hey guitar champion, what's going on? I'm 𝗎𝙗𝙦𝙢𝗚𝗦𝙢 back from my practice cave and welcome to today's lesson. Today we're going to take a deeper look into a sweep lick from John Petrucci. A lick that not so many people are talking about, but I think it's quite interesting and it is definitely expanding our vocabulary of sweeping a lot. I know he's definitely not the first one who did this kind of sweeping, but it's something really unique and interesting for his playing, which is usually more based on alternate picking. If you want to have the free tabs for all of these sweeps, then check the link in the description box. There you can download them. And if you have problems with sweeping in general, I highly recommend to check out my online masterclass, The ZEN of Sweeping, where I share and teach all of my sweeping methods in more than 15 pretty cool etudes, from 3-string to 7-string sweeps. Check the link in the description box, and when you buy the ZEN of Sweepicking, you have the chance to get the ZEN of Speedpicking, my big online masterclass about speed picking, 50% off. So don't waste any time. And now let's start with today's video. So the lick that I'm talking about is a diagonal sweeping. Usually sweeps are more on a vertical kind of position, based or loosely or roughly based on the cage system. We have some horizontal movement, but only in the points of return. The points of return are always the hammer-ons or the pull-off on the other end of the sweep. So either on the beginning of the sweep, like here for example on the high E string, or on the lowest string of that sweep shape, in this case the low A string. The point of return helps us throughout this pull-off or the hammer-on to have a little bit of time to change the sweeping direction from going down to up or other way around. So basically all the sweep shapes are more on the vertical position. C shape, A shape, E shape, they all are kind of more vertically. Now that shape that John is using here is a little bit more of diagonal sweeping. I'm now demonstrating this in E, and this is for example how he's outlining an E major 7 sweep arpeggio in the diagonal way. Pretty basic in the beginning. What we have here is we have actually the true order of every third in a major 7 arpeggio. You know, a chord is structured out of thirds lying on top of each other. And now here we have the root note, then the major third, then the third of that, which is in this case diatonically the 5th, and the third of that, which is diatonically the major 7. So we have again root, major third, 5th, major 7. Now he's playing with this kind of shape. For example, you could do a dominant 7 kind of shape by just putting the major 7 to a minor 7 or a dominant 7 1/2 tone step below. And then it looks like this. He's doing this kind of shape, for example, in the Name of God, where I made 4 years ago kind of a funny cover where I played or tried to play this 25% faster, which you can watch right here. I've just rewatched it. I recommend to check it out because it's really kind of funny. The difficulty with these kind of sweeps are again that we don't have no point of return through a hammer-on or pull-off. So we have to get used to change the sweep direction with the last note that we are playing. So we need a little bit of force to go after we played, for example, the E string. After going ascending, we're going straight back to the E string with a little bit of force to have the position or the correct position for the descending movement. Now in Under the Glass Moon, for example, he is doing this kind of interesting sweep shape, which is based on E major 6 chord. Because here we have major third, 5th, 6th, and root note. This one is kind of a stretchy one, so it's not the easiest, especially with the extended kind of legato thing that he's playing here. He's fully playing these kind of things. So a little bit tricky, but definitely doable and definitely worth to check out. Now the last shape that I want to show you, which are kind of interesting sweep shape from Petrucci, is the other way around. We are now going diagonally into the left side of our fretboard. So more into this direction towards the head. But he has also shape combination ways going in the other way around. Like for example, again in the Name of God, or like in the legendary solo of Best of Times. Here he's playing F major and G major like this. First F major, and then he's going to G major like this. It is resembling F major and G major, but we don't have actually a third in this kind of shape. Here we only have stacked fifths. So we're starting with the root note, playing the fifths, and then the same thing in octave higher. Root note, fifths. So we actually don't have a third here. This is something that 𝙤𝙤𝙦𝙦, for example, sometimes uses here and there. This gives us the freedom to use this kind of shape over a minor and a major kind of chord. I now know it's F and G major because these are the two chords that are underneath that sweep. But for example, you could use this kind of chord as well for E minor. As long as you start with the index finger as a root note. The last thing that I want to show you here with those sweep shapes is that you can use them, you can play around the scale. Because there's only one note in the scale that does not have the perfect fifths. And that is in a major scale, the last note, for example in C major, the B, this one has a diminished fifths. Or in the minor scale, the second degree. Like for example in A minor, B again has the diminished fifths. So as long as we are avoiding that note, we can outline scales with this kind of sweeping shape. So for example, again in E minor, let me play a descending E minor scale without the second degree, and we can sweep that as well. So much for today's video. I hope you liked this little video. If you liked it, then you can support me by subscribing to this channel, leaving a nice comment, or a hateful comment, I don't know, but hey, I hope I'm going to see you in my next video. Cheers and power your progress. Bye.